You're welcome back to Dateline Abuja. I'm still with a member of the Presidential Advisory Committee on National Dialogue, Mr. Tony Uranta. You're welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
Let's look at the outcome of the conference. The president has revealed that the outcome of the conference may go through a referendum. How are you expecting this referendum to be conducted?
What the advisory committee recommended is that the national conference has a life of its own. The dynamics of the conference will produce or should produce decisions as to how the outcomes of the conference have to be put into the framework of the existing framework of the Nigerian system, whether it's going to mean creating a new constitution or amending the present constitution. The National Conference itself will decide that. In like manner, the National Conference will also decide whether it wants a national referendum on its outcomes to decide finally what is the outcome of the conference, or whether it wants a national referendum to decide before they take it to the National Assembly, or whether it does not want a national referendum. Now, when it decides whatever it decides, it will now spell out the process for it to go through that referendum if it so decides. However, as the president rightly said, and as we had been campaigning for over a year before now, the wrinkle in the whole process would have come from the National Assembly and the fact that the present Constitution of 1999, as amended, does not have in place any provisions for a referendum to be held on an issue like issues like the outcomes of the National Conference. So the Senate and House Joint Committee that have been sitting on amendments have now put forward that there has to be allowance for a referendum of any future amendments or creation of brand new constitutions before they come into effect. That has not yet been accepted as across the board in the Senate and in the House, and it has not yet even been thrown back to the state assemblies so as to be accepted. But we strongly hope, having found out that all these people are representatives of the people, and believe me or not, as the president said, sovereignty resides in the people. Yes, we elected them. They are there on our behalf. But the conference is more of the people right now. I'm not a politician, so I'm not going to be political. It's more of the people than those two houses right now. If that conference decides that it wants a referendum, I think it will be foolhardy of the National Assembly to deny them a referendum.
All right. We also understand that there will be an online poll on some of the debates at the National Conference for Nigerians outside the conference to make their views known on issues at the debate. Now, my question is, how do you control the process to ensure that people do not vote more than once, for instance, and then barring any manipulation of the poll, whose judgment will prevail on a topic when the delegates vote yes and the Nigerians contributing online say no?
Well, what I understand should be done or is expected to be done is what we recommended, and that is that there should be real-time online streaming of the proceedings of the conference, so that when you channels or any other station are off the air, you're not focusing on the conference, any and every Nigerian can use their mobile phones, smartphones and so on, to access the conference on issues that we are interested in, and there will be portals for them to interface, so to say, with the conference. However, all they will be doing will be laying moral suasion. Okay. You see, if I represent, for example, the Southeast, and all the people from the Southeast start polling saying, we want a third Niger bridge, it will not make sense for me not to at least get a feedback from them and see whether it's possible to put forward that position. So I believe that those issues will come forward, challenges, but those challenges will be resolved as the time goes on.
All right, on a final note, the conference has just started. Are you optimistic on its outcome?
Very. The fact that it's even come to be is enough reason to give optimism to any Nigerian, because considering the level of opposition to this conference, before it was even a tangible idea in the minds of Nigerians, and even after by the opposition parties, who have now all come on board, even if they don't come on board as the acronyms or the alphabets of their parties. They've got, people are representing every state and every state government. Every Nigerian is represented, and that is what we really want. Let us come together to talk. We will strengthen our commonalities. We will resolve better our differences. We will build better an economically developing and progressive Nigeria whilst we stay united without having an Arab Spring.
Without having an Arab Spring.
Let's talk so we don't war.
Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, man.
Jankawa community in Karo local government area is a small community in Nasarawa state. Residents of this community have in the last 7 days been trooping to the Chindo family house, the newly elected chairman of Karo local government area.
I have a plan of erecting primary health cares across the 11 electoral wards so that it will be near to the people. From our highway, that is where refuse are dumped. By God's grace, in the next 3 months, you cannot see that refuse in the highway again. Access to, communities are very tight. No drainage, no gutter, nothing. I want to open up some places.
He is one of their own. They know him, and members of this community trust the new chairman to deliver.
I believe in Honorable Chindo. He can do it. I believe in him. He can do it.
1 year is good enough for a good leader who has the people at heart to set a good foundation.
But for some other people, it is not all talk. Action too must follow words. And this, they say, goes for all politicians as 2015 approaches.
We have been listening to stories and promises, you understand. But this time, we will prefer action.
With the 2015 elections that is around the corner, I think what is paramount in the minds of every electorate is just peace. And anything that politicians will do that will bring lasting peace to communities, it is what is important.
Dealing with racism, this way is not possible. No one can pass here in racism. What we need, if the chairman can be able to help us to walk the road, we are okay. If if he cannot give us water about this road, we really need this road.
Abu da muke so shine muna son a gyara wannan muna da matsalan hanya da matsalan ruwa da kuma wuta. Akwai makarantu ba mu samu isassun makaranta a cikin gari ba.
The needs of the people in this local government are numerous, and they say that there is enough revenue generated to work the talk of anyone in charge. That is besides the allocation that should come from government monthly. They also say that good works, just like success, has many friends. and their weight will be thrown behind anyone that gives the people what they need. Homelogo Nadi, Channels Television News.